Hello everyone again. This is, I think, my already 16th live stream. Hopefully you are all doing well. This is extremely good weather. Today is extremely good weather outside, so hopefully later I'll try to do something outside. Just a second to disable this. Yeah, that's fine. All right. Today, an idea is to cover what happened in the meantime regarding the Rust query modules. I've managed to reorganize the project a bit and deal with all the errors and warnings and stuff like that. And also, I think now is finally everything set up to finish the actual work. But we have still some coding to do. Today we'll cover majority of vertex related methods, except I think edges, because that will take a bit longer. So probably I'll do that next time. Yeah, I forgot to mention. So this week I finally got my stand for the camera. So now the camera is properly positioned, I think. So that's awesome. As usual, if you like this content, please like, share, subscribe, and yeah, you will get similar stuff in the future. That's about it. Of course, if you have any questions or anything, just put them in the chat. I'll try to answer them as quickly as possible. And today, I think it will take a bit longer, probably between 1 hour and 2 hours, maybe even more. We'll see. But yeah, we'll try to be efficient as possible. So let's dive in. So here we are. Okay, I'll zoom in a bit. Just a second. Sorry. Okay, so since last time I've added a little bit of good practices. I mean, tools for the good practices. So I've installed the pre-commit hook that will run Clippy and FMT. So Clippy is like a linter and FMT is a formatter. So that will run these things in all the major projects or major Rust related projects. That's why we need a script to do that properly. This is a simple bash script, nothing advanced. The only thing here is that since Mage doesn't have only Rust code, if cargo is not installed, then these things won't be run at all. I think that's okay for the Mage repository, because it makes more sense to, I mean, if someone will contribute or do something, then it has to install cargo either way. And if someone is not doing Rust related stuff, then it shouldn't be forced to install Rust just to, I don't know, contribute something to the Python code or anywhere else. Doesn't make sense to force people use Rust if they don't need it. That's it. I've tried to add coverage, but it works locally. It doesn't work on GitHub Actions. I'll try to fix that later. It's not urgent at this point. Today I'll run the coverage just to showcase an example of that. In addition, I think this also happened after our last video. So I've decided to use CStr object from Rust in all the interface, because the difference between string and CSTR is that string from Rust support Unicode, and Unicode can have a null character inside a sequence of characters, and that's a problem because Memgraph returns null terminated characters back from the engine, and that's the current implementation, and that will probably stay like that for a long time. So it doesn't make sense to have a string as an object in Rust, because these two are not compatible. So I couldn't just pass string back to Memgraph, or I can do other way. We can do other way around, but I think it's more consistent to have CSTR for now. So that's explained here in the README. And then we have standard stuff. I think everything else is the same, except that I've created subfolders, submodules, let's say, but I'll showcase that in the code. So let's go here. So instead of having one big library file, I've created these vertex value and result folders and all the tests. I started doing that last time already, but now these things are completely separated. I think so. In the value module, we have all the MGP value related functions, and in the result module we have MGP error and MGP result types, or these are enums, and MGP error is an enum and MGP result is a type. And vertex, so we actually isolated vertex, and I think I've added hasLabel method to the vertex, and that's it. So, and also all this is now tested. So if I go here and run cargo test, so you can see here that we have actual tests for vertex hasLabel, vertex labels count, and all other value method functions. And yeah, that's, I think, more or less it from what's happened in the meantime. Yeah. Okay. And let's go to work now. My idea is to add abstraction for label and return that. So if we go so here we have all these methods, all these functions, so vertex get ID, vertex copy, and vertex destroy, vertex equal, and then the first function that is not trivial, I'll just try to, yeah, maybe that's a bit better. I'll try to do like this. So the first function that is more complex is these functions with labels and dealing with the labels in general. So I'll try, and there is also a struct MGP label that has const char name, which is also null terminated. And so I'll go and create a Rust struct for that. And I googled a bit, so it seems that again it's quite okay to store CSTR in the Rust code, because that's a pointer that stores the pointer and the size of the string, nothing else. So I think that's suitable for us. So let's go and create that actually. For now, I'll just put that in the vertex file just to save some time. Let's say here abstract mgp label, and that will have it has label has a name. Let's be consistent. C string is the why it's not happy. But I have okay, that's fine. So mgp label, and we have C string, and we can create that C string on the fly, which mean we can just go. So we have has label, which is boolean. I think we implemented that. Label at and label has labeled name. Okay. And labels count. So we will implement all these 4 methods now. Okay. So just let me. So we have labels count at has label and has label named. Okay. If we go, so if we go here, we already have 2 of them. So we have labels count and we have has label. So labels count and has label is done. So we need pub fn label at self, and we need, let's say index, which is unsigned 64, but we'll see about that. I think 32 is also fine, because Memgraph does not store more than 4 billion labels at a node. Okay, and then label set has to return that, and I think we need the result. If we if index is out of bounds, and that's an error. Okay, yeah, I'll just do mgp result here. Mgp result. The true value is mgp label, and the error is, I think we need out of bound here, which is another result type. Okay. Out of bound label index. Okay. mgp out of bound label index. Great. If that's an error, we'll just return that as an error, which is great. Okay. mgp error. Okay. Great. And then unsafe. We need unsafe stuff because we call that. Yeah. Okay. The problem is we have to create MGP label object out of that, and I will get C struct out of the whole thing. So C label equals FFI MGP vertices label at what is the signature? So vertex and index. And what's the index size T? Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's unsigned, which is fine. Okay. Self.ptr, because we are passing the vertex, and index is index. Okay. And now we'll have a C label, which according to the documentation will get null if index is out of bounds. Label.name. Label.name is set to null. Okay. Okay. If C label.name is I think is null. Is null. Then return error. Error MGP allocation error. Okay. Error MGP out of bound label index. Great. So that's it. Why is found enum result expected? Okay, but MGP label and let me remind how is this done. Name, yeah. Okay, MGP label name C label dot name. What's the problem with this? Vertex, help within vertex MGP label. We don't have size for MGP label. Why not? Okay, I don't understand. Let's try compile it. Why not? I haven't. Maybe the C string is problematic because it doesn't have size or something. Interesting. If I put here, I don't know, string, what will happen now? Yeah, now it works. It seems like C string doesn't have a known size or something. Okay, let's. Yeah. So I don't want C string, I want CSTR, because I don't want to create additional copies of this if it's not really necessary. And what about C? That's a problem maybe. And what is that sized trait? What if I put just a reference here? Hmm. The total size of the raw string must be smaller than size max bytes in memory due to calling the. And what is that? I size max bytes. This is interesting. But why is that not possible to? Maybe. Aha. Nope. Okay. But okay, let's just create C string for now. Just to deal with that somehow. Just not to waste time here. Okay, and then maybe. Sorry. I know. Maybe I think I know. str. The problem is here because I haven't transformed this. So cstr from pointer c label dot name. Okay, that's it. Still nothing. Okay, sorry. Let's try with C string. str. Okay. Okay. What about C string from row? Mutable. And the problem is we don't have a mutable from row. Yes, now we don't have. Let's try str back from pointer. Okay. Yeah, doesn't work for some reason. Okay, how to create? C string creates a totally new array. Yeah, I don't understand why this cannot create a new C string with because it just takes the ownership. I need like new. But yeah, I don't like the C string. I would like to have CSTR, and I'm not sure why this is not okay. Am I not? Yeah, I don't understand why we cannot size, because that's like a pointer and a size. Uh, but I just have that C string. Result. Okay. So I can't create C string, and I can't make the use of this. This is not great. Storage can be unsized. What if I put here like plus size? What's going to happen? Yeah, that's fine. But why? I have a reference to C string. Huh. Ha 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 ha. I can only have a reference, and then for that, maybe it's better to have C string. My pointer. Yeah, the problem is I have a zero terminated string here. I cannot just create. So this is not going to fly from row. Read takes ownership of a C. This should only ever be called with a pointer that was earlier obtained by calling. Yeah, we don't have that use case. Yeah, this we can't. Yeah, we can't make from raw. Yeah, so if you need to borrow a string that was allocated by foreign code, use cctr. If you need to take ownership of a string that was allocated by foreign code, you will need to make your own provisions for freeing it appropriately. Likely, yeah, we need to use C string. Okay. The problem is just returning that. But yeah, it's a bit stupid to have that label since I already have like just a name. Yeah. Let's. I won't go deep into this now, but I might even not. I don't need that actually. Yeah. Let's simplify here. So instead of having. Yeah. Why? We don't need that struct actually, because we only have a single string. But yeah, we'll end up in the same problem later. But okay. Let's make, for the sake of progress, let's just make. The problem is we'll again have str here, and that will fail for the same reason. MGP label C string. Yeah. now it will complain about the lifetime. Okay, how to return the C string? Yeah. It seems I cannot return that object. This is now weird. From pointer returns. Okay, creates a C string wrapping that a byte slice. Okay. Let's try to return this. And then I have to specify the lifetime of that object as well. I can store the actual reference with the lifetime, and that is going to work. But let's mgp result. If I do okay. That is fine. Okay, I don't quite understand why I need a reference instead of the exact type, but okay. And here I have like, yeah, reference C string is to a borrowed C string. Yeah, okay, that's all good. Yeah, but I don't know enough about these types in Rust. I don't quite understand why I need. So this object is returning. Yeah, I think I made a mistake here. If I just call raw, that has a lifetime. But do we have more of these from pointers? Yeah, we just have one from pointer method, which is here and which returns that lifetime. But it returns a reference with that lifetime. Just a second. Just a second. Lifetime. The reason this function compiles without lifetime annotations is historical. In early versions, have compiled because even reference need the explicit lifetime. Okay. Aha. Aha, aha, aha. Aha. So yeah. So lifetime is like deduced or something. Lifetime elision rules. Aha. Okay, but from pointer, this is here. This pointer here is created, and then we pass that pointer here, and then it's returned. Like I think this is going to work accidentally because we're gonna have the same pointer in the C string, and Memgraph will keep that memory available, but it shouldn't work like that. Yeah. Okay. I'll figure that out. later, I'll just put here okay. Yeah, I think we can do that a bit later. Figure out the exact stuff. I'll read all. Sorry, all of this, and then figure out the exact implementation. But let's now write a test for this. So label at. Here we created a bunch of small tests. So vertex label at what's the actual vertex label at context. So I've explained this, I think, last time, how we test that with mock all and index. I get a vertex and an index. Vertex will be null, and I need to create a C string and return that from here. Okay. C string has, I think, as C string. Okay, we can we'll just do that for now. Unwrap. Oop. I need to create. No. That returns C string as bytes with null. I need that. Yeah. I need that, and also mgp label, mgp label. As bytes with null. As bytes with null. Bytes with null. Okay. What about here? Maybe I don't need this. Mm-hmm. S pointer. S pointer. SPTR. What? Mm-hmm. Yep, that's not gonna fly because we've created. Aha. Okay, but we can deal with that. Let test label equals no. So here we have now we have to capture that. If I borrow that as ref, this is now a bit hackish because I just need to create that object for the testing. But okay. Closure may outlive the current function, but it borrows test label which is owned by the current function. Yeah. Yeah. This is now a typical problem with the borrowing. If I put move, I think I just don't have unsafe here anymore. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna get MGP label and okay, vertex label at vertex label at 5. We're gonna just call 5 and that should return CSTR str test. Boom. To MGP. Unwrap. So unwrap. But that's gonna fail because that's gonna fail. No, it won't fail because we're gonna get the right struct from here. This should work. I probably have some issues with the lifetime, but okay. Yeah. All right. So okay, I've managed to hack this. I haven't seen that my okay. So I have to figure out why I need this reference C string. I have to read more about that to be able to explain this in a nice way. But this is, I think, working because I've moved this test label inside inside the lambda, and then I take a reference, then I unwrap, then I take the pointer, and then that pointer is returned. Which is fine, and then here a new string is created and 5 is ignored at this point, but we check that the right thing is called, so that's fine. Okay, let's call it so that add function is implemented. And what else we have? We have has label named. That should be an easier because nope, we have has label and has label named. We have that object. Okay, why do we need that MGP label at all? So we have here the structure, then we have label, we have because we have to create another yeah, that's it. Okay, that's more or less the same. Okay, that's it then. I'll just leave it as is for now. All right. So let's say labels are done now. Let's now jump to other stuff, to properties. Here we have property, and which is MGP value, and we also have iterator to the properties. That's the same as iterator to the vertices. Okay, MGP vertices iterator. Okay, and MGP property. MGP property, we have the same problem here. So we have name and the value. That's gonna be a problematic Okay. But okay, let's try to solve that second iteration. Pub struct mgp property. So let me Google just lifetime Rust lifetime in structs. Yeah, this has a bunch of stuff inside that I have to read properly and understand before I can explain it. Yeah. All right. I have to be able to understand these rules for the structures. That's a problem because I have to create a structure and then assign the lifetime of a reference because my structure will contain a reference since I cannot store cstr for some reason. Yeah, this seems like a good blog post for this lifetime. Static lifetime is something I think I understand. Maybe just a quick Google search. Yeah, this is I want to write this structure a reference to C. B should be borrowed from A. I can just write like the struct So instance of A, C, okay, and then B, B, C1. Lifetime of B is the same as lifetime of A, and then C is, who knows what. C is detached here. But I can just put a struct here. Okay, let's try that. Property. Let's say A. This is my lifetime, and I'll have pub name ref A str. Okay. Not finding this. Pub value. What's the name value? Or name value. But I need const mgp value. But I have const mgp value pointer. Okay. Interesting. And then I cannot use okay. Let's say we have that as a struct. Okay, and now give me get property. Properties iterator. We actually don't need mgp property. We need that for the iterating, because then I get properties iterator. Nope. That's not gonna. That's not. I don't need actually that. Yeah. Okay. Then I'll just return here. So pub fn. Okay. Now this doesn't want to go away. Sorry, I'll just restart my Vim because okay, GP vertex. Okay, MGP vertex get property, and I have all these here. The problem is I need memory, which is not great, but okay. Let's call it just get. MGP result, so MGP value. Good. Okay. Unsafe. Yeah, time is passing when you have fun. So okay, I need to get the property and I need memory. Get a copy of a vertex property map to a given name. Return value must be freed with MGP value destroy. That's a problem. Because I have to call MGP value destroy. Yes. Is returned if unable to allocate MGP value. Yeah. Okay. I can't just return MGP value because it won't be, the MGP value won't destroy itself. So MGP property. I have the lifetime now properly defined. The problem is now, yeah, that will fail when I code, but we'll fix that. Okay. Okay, unsafe is here, which is fine. Yeah, we need that memory, which we don't have at this point. I'll just pass that argument here. Okay. MGP memory mutable. So memory MGP memory. Okay. Let MGP value equals MGP vertex get property self.ptr name property name as pointer do I have to pass okay as ptr and memory. Okay, we have that, and null we have to check for a null, and then we have to return the object. Okay, if MGP value is null, then we have to return something. Why is that bothering me, this window? Okay, if is null, unable to allocate memory, allocation error. Yeah, I'll just return MGP error, unable. MGP allocation error. MGP allocation error. Okay, that's fine. And then okay, and then if that's fine, we get MGP property. MGP property. So name is MGP value dot name. That's the C string. str from nope from ptr no 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 sorry lifetime mismatch. Yeah, this is now interesting, but data from name is returned here. What does it say here? If I build that, are declared with different, this parameter and return type are declared with different lifetimes. Yeah, this is a bit tricky with these Rust lifetimes. You have to really think. So this lifetime is coming from the outside. Maybe I just said they have the same lifetime here. Lifetime A, and then A. And then this has also yeah. And this is now a bit strange. think I have to figure out these lifetimes much better because they make me a lot of problems. Reference. But these lifetimes can be only be put into references, which makes sense. But then these lifetime mismatch. What if I put A here? This is syntax error. ABE. Return a reference. The problem is I'm putting like the reference here. I'm storing the reference here. A. If there are multiple input lifetime parameters, but one of them is self or mutable self, because this is a method, then the lifetime of self is assigned to all output lifetime parameters. Like the lifetime of self, and then we have here, which is a different lifetime. So I think if I understand correctly, this will get if one is self, which that is, that will have a lifetime of the of this as well. Yep, and then the problem is that this has a different lifetime. Lifetime of that has, is a string. How to solve that? I have no idea at the moment how that should be solved, because I want to pass that. But the value is created here and it's returned. I want to assign the value. My MGP property should have a lifetime. Rust. MGP property and the lifetime should be a. Yeah. Okay, great. So at this point, I've said that lifetime of my MGP property is the same as the lifetime of my name string, because I have a reference to that name. Okay. I think I finally, that's a bit tricky because Rust has this implicit lifetime stuff. This will work now, which is great. And we're gonna return the property, but we shouldn't forget we need to implement drop. So let's do that super quickly for MGP property. Fn drop mute self. So the drop will be called whenever that object goes out of scope. Unsafe. So if not self dot, the problem is I need value is null, or if we don't have null value, then MGP value destroy. MGP value destroy, yeah. Value destroy. What? Missing drop in implementation. Oh no. Const MGP value, and what did I get? No, mutable. Undeclared lifetime. Impala A. Let's try that. Impala. Okay, seems like we've managed to do a good thing here, which is great. And then, okay, okay, property. So let me just recap. So I'm a bit quiet today because it's a bunch of interesting stuff happening. So MGP property is just a struct for storing name as a reference to CSTR, and we have to specify the exact lifetime here. Like we need to have an explicit lifetime, and we store the pointer to the MGP value. Since this is created out of when we accessing these properties, we need to deallocate that MGP property when we don't need it anymore, and we implement the drop trait on the MGP property. We define the lifetime here. Apparently that's done by specifying these lifetimes here and here, and that's it. So then we deallocate if value is not null. That's great. And let me just run test. This should work. And we'll return. So we'll return name and value. And let's write a quick test for that. So name. Yeah, okay. That's about it. Okay, great. Vertex ID is okay. Label has label. How to remove that annoying window? Let me just try to disable. So that this is the conqueror of or completion error, and I'll just have to disable somehow. Sorry. Yeah, that's the issue. How to kill it? But I think that I actually control fc. Okay, let's try that. Nope. Why not? Okay. And why we don't have here like the call? Anyway, okay. Label at has label, and we have the property now. Property function property. Okay. Test vertex property, vertex get property context, and now test. So we need property test prop name. We're gonna call get property once. Vertex will be passed. Prop name will be passed, and memory will be passed to that function. Vertex will be null pointer, which is fine. Then the name will be test. That's fine. Name will be cstr test, which is also fine, and the memory will be null pointer. Okay, and then once that's done, value, we have to return mgp value. The problem is we cannot create mgp value because we don't know the size. Yeah. So we can only return a null pointer. That's a bit more problematic because we cannot create the mgp value. And that will return error. Maybe we can hack somehow. Yep. This is a bit problematic now because but yeah, it's fine. I'll just test the error checking. So we return std ptr null. We don't need this. And okay, property. Assert error. We'll have an error here, and that's fine. MGP allocation error. Okay. Vertex. We actually need a vertex. Call me property CSTR test. So that will return and we need to pass the label name and the ptr null mutable pointer to here, and that will return error. Just to remind me, I'm not so skillful in this, so I have to remind myself. Expected error. Okay, that's fine. So property error of MGP error, MGP allocation error. This has to be returned. Boom. Okay. Not found in this scope. Okay. Name. Prop name. Prop name. Okay. Found struct fi. PTR. Expected property vertex SPTR, yes, and then Yeah, because yeah, I'm a bit here. I need the CSTR. Okay, MGP property. Uh-huh. Debug is not implemented for MGP property. Okay. This is just to print these things properly. So I'll just go back a bit. Where did I? Have I deleted all these debug implementation? Mm-hmm. Derive debug. Okay. Implement. Now the compiler is complaining because we need a debug. Implement fmt debug. Fmt formatter. Drive debug, but let's try this. Maybe that's gonna fly as is. I don't think so because we have the no, wrong. No. Wrong. Wrong file. Now we don't have the bug problem, but we have a result MGP property result. Uh, Cert. Dot error. I think dot error is gonna work. So I need to fetch error. This should fly. I hope. Nope. Option error. A result. Because I've created error here. What about now? Option. option Rust. So I have to Google a lot, but hopefully I'm gonna become skillful at these things eventually. P option unwrap. It's also unwrap. Okay. So might be missing for MGP error. High quality is missing. Okay. Why not? Okay. How is that partial equal? Okay, undefined reference to MGP value destroy. Oh, this is something not great. I need to create that. I need to create that as well. So expects called once. So now the problem is in fact that we don't have implementation of the destroy method. But how? Let's go to the value tests. Undefined reference. Maybe I forgot to put FFI or something. FFI destroy. Yeah, okay. Sorry. Okay. Now we have. Oh, it's already 2 hours past. Okay. Now we have that, which is quite good. But the problem is still. Let me just finish with with something that actually works. So now, okay, get diff. So we have we've added that, we've added property, we've added label at and property, which returns MGP property, and that property has a value, and these are tests. Okay, so label at and property. So label at and property are functions to test. Let me just go in the example library. So I have a vertex and where we are now, MGP value, bool value, we just have one type of result here. So we have a label and property name. So let me just do that. Add bool result type. Not bool, add. Oh. I need to add that as well. Okay. RSMGP. Int bool. Okay. MGP value. MGP type bool. Add string result type, name as pointer, procedure parameter type error, yes. That's fine. So my goal is to now to test. My goal is to test label at and property functions on a real example, and that's gonna be done by adding this here. So MGP type list, MGP type string. Okay, add string result type. Okay, and that's sorry, string result type. No. Add string result type has label first label okay, and one more. Name property. So we're gonna add two more results results from the procedure. So we have has label, we have first label and name property as result, as like columns in the result. And let's try to insert that. So MGP record, so first label, and then the name property, MGP value, nope, no, MGP vertex, we have a vertex, but then we have to let MGP what, first label equals MGP vertex dot label at 0, since this is returning, and let first label, and what is the name property, MGP vertex dot property. Now we need to pass CSTR name and memory. This is a bit weird. I think we'll figure out how to push that memory everywhere so that we don't have to reference that every single time, but we'll see about that. And okay, MGP value, okay, no, I need here first label. And what is first label? First label is the C string. Mismatched MGP, and now we have a problem. Yeah, we need to create MGP value, but make string value out of first label, and we just send a reference. Okay, and name property dot name property dot value. MGP value. This is a bit now. I need a value. So I have that value, but here instead of returning For now, I'll just create MGP value. Okay, MGP value, its value. FP value. Now this should be fine. Now this should compile. Okay, we've managed to compile. This is a bit hectic now, but yeah, for now it's gonna be good. I'm gonna change that a bit because I can change the MGP value, but now that will produce more work because of the tests and everything. So for now, let's just test as is. Okay. Test. Okay. Okay, so if we go Rust, RSMGP example, target, debug, here we have that, yeah. Docker run minus IT minus P 7687 Memgraph latest. So minus V, what do we mount? We mount that folder here slash query modules, and then query modules equals query modules also log to std error log. Okay, we've managed to load the procedure. Graph lab. Let's try to connect. And history. Let me copy this query and then create. So L1, L3, L name prop1. Prop2, L100, prop3. Okay, we have that in the graph now. Yeah, and if we call this procedures, change the name, so call boom. Okay, now we have a problem. because we crashed memgraph. Assertion failed with message deallocating more chunks than a chunk can contain, possibly double free situation. Okay. We deallocated something that we didn't want to deallocate. Alright. And where is that? We probably called the alloc who knows? Let's just not do this for now. Probably I've deleted this before it was okay. Okay, history. I'll run this again. Okay, give me all procedures. I have to write tests for this as well, so some kind of end-to-end tests. Oh right, so yeah, I've deleted mg. That's a little bit of a problem because, but yeah, anyway, I'll explain. So great success because we've managed to return these new data. So we returned first label and name property. The problem is that I've deleted mgp value because Rust didn't have that in the scope anymore. But then Memgraph was also use that memory here, which is bad. But okay, for now that's okay. That's okay for now. I'll just put a to-do to examine that in more details for now. But at least all that is working. Maybe just to call fmt now and test again. So I'll actually all right. Fmt cargo test. This should work. Okay, and Memgraph is doing fine here. Let me just try one more time. So I've loaded that. I've run this, and if I run this, I got the results. Okay. So yeah, I have to be sure that there is no memory leaks, and also that we don't do double free or null pointer free or whatever. We'll deal with that later. But yeah, other than that, it's fine. So let us see what we did. We have a little bit more data code here. We added debug and equal to the MGP error, which is fine. We also added one more error type, which is fine. We added this, MGP property. We have MGP property. This should be replaced with MGP value. But yeah, let's put that as a to do also. MGP value. That's fine. And okay. Okay. We have to check the lifetime here, but I think we are good in general. Because we don't need explicit lifetime here. Because maybe we have, so this has the same lifetime as, according to the documentation, this has the same lifetime as the vertex. And then see label at, yeah, it's gonna be probably fine, but we should have more strict control over this lifetime. So yeah, I'll double check that. And property, this is, I think, correct with lifetimes, because property has the lifetime of that name. Maybe that's also a problem with, because as soon as name goes out, then the val, yeah, that's probably a problem. I think we will need some kind of a copy here or something for the value, because we really want to make the lifetime the same as object. I'll put the okay. Okay. Lifetimes are tricky. Fine, and we have some tests here. Okay. Okay, and then I'll just commit that. Add label add and oops. Okay, vertex. We are not using this is using memory. Vertex. Okay. Yeah. We are using these pointers, but I think I'm gonna make the abstractions for this so that won't be a problem anymore. But let's now just test it again. Okay. All right. We done. We done with this. So just to explain, so since in some of these functions we are accessing, we are not accessing, we are actually passing the pointer, and then the Clippy complains that we are dereferencing that pointer, even though we are not dereferencing it. I just put for now the suppression of that warning, but I'll try to figure out how to fix that in the future. All right, so it took way longer than I expected again, but we actually made a lot of progress. We actually dealt with a lot of problems, and also, as it usually goes, we create with more work. You create even more work, so that's okay. Next time I'll continue. Probably I'll continue in the meantime as well, and then just present what I did, and also continue next Saturday. I hope this was not too boring. I spent a lot of time figuring out stuff, since I'm still not very proficient in Rust, but will become probably soon. No questions at this point, yeah, which is also fine. Feel free if you have any questions or anything, just ask. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching again. Next Saturday at the same time we continue. Probably I'm gonna cover all the. In the meantime, I'll try to cover all the stuff that is left on the vertex side, and also deal with the edges. So I have to create iterators for edges, and then return that. But I have more and more infrastructure in place, so I expect all these things will converge very soon. All right. Have a good rest of the week, and yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.